Good morning, Madam Principal, and how are you this morning? I hope you are well. As per our discussion, I'm here this morning to present to you a proposal for implementing a program on positive behavior alternatives in our school. Over the years, I have noticed an increase in behavioral challenges exhibited by our students, and you yourself have presented to us last week in our meeting that you have noticed an increase in behavioral challenges of our students. Recently, I have completed a program at the Micro University and have created a manual on positive behavior which I believe can be beneficial to our school. Managing discipline, Madam Principal, is a part of our core function as teachers, and if we get it right, we can always engage the wider stakeholders of using positive disciplinary approaches to help our students improve their behavior. I'm here to go through this proposal with you and trust this manual can become beneficial to all of us if implemented. Corporal punishment, Madam Principal. Over the years, teachers have been using corporal punishment as a means to correct problems with behavior. Late coming, undone assignments, to name a few. Research have now shown, Madam, that this approach is not effective and only causes our students to be ashamed. It allows them to feel guilty, anxious, and the lack of caring for others and aggression in the long run. Hence, I have done some research on the positive approach to discipline framework and have created this manual that I wish to present to you. And if you are satisfied with this, that this is a workable solution, we can prepare a presentation to the other teachers and staff members, as we would need the buy-in of all the stakeholders in the school to make this work. Before I begin, let me tell you a little about positive discipline and what we hope to achieve. Positive discipline is not about turning a blind eye to the child's behavior. Neither is it about severely punishing a child out of anger or frustration. It is about positive disciplinary techniques that can be used to teach our children new correct behaviors without the fear of violence. What positive discipline does, Madam, is that some persons, including teachers, are not aware that there is a big difference between punishment and discipline. While punishment can be viewed as a means to control the child's behavior, discipline is meant to develop a child's behavior, especially as it relates to their conduct and deportment. It is meant to teach a child self-control and confidence by focusing on what we want the child to learn and what the child is capable of learning. While punishment is a single act, positive discipline can be seen as a four-step approach or process that recognizes, teach, and reward appropriate behavior. The appropriate behavior is described to the child. Clear reasons are provided for these disciplinary measures that will be taken. Acknowledgement is requested. That means the child has acknowledged that what he or she has done is wrong, and the correct behavior is reinforced. Some behaviors that we have noticed over the years and issues that students are normally punished for include coming to school late, one, and for this sometimes we ask them to stand for the duration of the class as a means of punishment. The positive disciplinary approach, when this is applied, we can always ask this child to make up for the lost lesson at the end of the day. If the child is making noise in the class, sometimes we put them out of the class or to kneel in front of the class. We verbally abuse them. For the positive discipline application, we can set rules for talking, change the seating arrangement, or give the student active student participation in order to ensure that the child behaves in an appropriate manner. There are some very good reasons why we must try positive discipline, and these include the fact that punishment truly hurts the children. It hurts the child. It lowers their self-esteem. It inspires anger, resentment, and rebellion. It focuses on misbehavior. It teaches children to rely on external answers. Positive discipline, on the other hand, raises children's self esteem. It helps children to exercise choices. It motivates and encourages them. It focuses on feelings and root causes, and it teaches children to problem solve. Children can foster understanding. It preserves mutual respect in the long run. There are several ways we can use to help the child achieve this positive behavior. And some of these rules are setting rules and expectations. Work with the child to set ground rules and clarify the expectations as we go along. Teach students, teachers and students rather, should agree on what the consequences are. If these are not met, then the consequences are applied. Praise and encourage the child. Praise good behavior. Celebrate the steps, each step children make in the right direction. For example, I'm proud of you. I encourage you to continue to behave positively. Use rewards. Find different ways to reward children for good behavior, including point of merit systems where children win rewards. 3 quick ways to view the intervention is prevention, which actively promotes, teach, model, and support positive behavior. So we'll put measures in place to prevent the behavior. Correct means to apply positive corrective consequences to help the student understand the incorrect behavior. And restoration, which engages all parties in a process of restoring this relationship. There are several strategies that can be utilized for both students and teachers and for the administration. That includes you. And one is to build awareness of the positive discipline, provide training workshop for staff and parents on positive discipline. Teachers can use some of their class time to explore the notion of positive discipline with their students. For the administration, madam, which includes you, is that we need to declare an end to corporal punishment in our schools, create a system for holding members of the school community responsible for keeping the commitment, develop written position policy on behavior management, revise the school rules and ensure that everyone knows them well. We can also sign the zero tolerance policy, which announces all forms of violence against children in the school and its environment. For this to work, madam, teachers will have to prepare their lesson plans as they normally do because students know when we are not prepared. Create stimulating learning environment. Acknowledge the diversity of the class that we are teaching, our special ed students, our students with disabilities, and so on. Incorporate and embrace technology in the classroom. Use the technology because students would be encouraged to research and do other things that can help them to understand this framework. Teach responsibility to self, to others, and the environment. So we'll teach our students. Make the community your classroom. So we will invite persons from the community who can help our students understand correct discipline or positive discipline, and we can take them out into the community as well to look at positive role models. Other methods includes counseling and school support, providing counseling and school support, teacher supervision, learn more about the child development, and class and student of the week. So we could also incorporate in-school suspension programs, which means that we would not suspend the child out of school. We would have this area prepared so that students can sit in the school, complete their work under supervision of a teacher. We can develop and introduce incentives, merits, demerit program, explain it to the child, and implement reward systems, as I said earlier. Finally, our school is a place where we spend a lot of time, madam, so it is our duty to ensure that we develop an area for this in-school suspension that I make mention of. We should ensure that our spaces are clean, welcoming, and appropriately decorated. because students like to be a part of spaces that look good. We must continue to employ and retain caring school personnel who should be quick in showing love and administering discipline fairly. We must make a special effort to be punctual as it sends strong signals about the importance of time to our students. And finally, clear disciplinary policies should be developed collaboratively with all stakeholders to ensure that everyone in the school understands what we're about and what we are doing. Madam, behaviors will not change overnight, but if we begin implementation, this would start us in the right direction. Some institutions, based on my research, have a 4-year plan, and we could model same. I thank you for listening to this proposal and trust we will be able to implement this positive behavior program in the near future.